Welcome to Anything and Nothing, Season 2. This is the birthday edition. This time it's Michelle's birthday. Woo!
Happy birthday to me.
So tonight's random TV chat's going to be about a really interesting, provocative Netflix series. It only has one.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it only has one season, and it's called Sex Life, and it's sex/life. It's been out for probably about a month now. Really, really good. There's a frontal nude scene, so it's good shit. But we're gonna kick off with, I guess, our first question. So I'll let Michelle kind of take it over.
So the show kind of started with this whole ex that she has this amazing sex life with. But how he kind of showed up in her life, she went upset from her, her and her husband, I guess they got into a fight. She ends up at her best friend's house to comfort her, and her ex answers the door.
Yeah.
So question is, how we feel about you're married, and now
you've not been with this guy for the last 8 years.
It's been an 8-year gap. You are now married with 2 children. The one is like 3 or 4.
And one's like
the youngest is like less than a year. And you show up at your best friend's house, who has never mentioned anything about your ex in the past 8 years, but is obviously sleeping with him because he shows up half naked at the door.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you take that?
It's girl code. Like you don't do that. Like anybody that my friend is like fucked and had like a relationship with, like they dated for at least a year.
Yeah.
So no, it's completely wrong. But
what's your reaction? What's your reaction? Because she ran off, right?
Yeah, I was shocked. I would have asked a lot more questions, and I probably wouldn't have forgiven the friend. Like they easily like just squashed it. But I also think that they had this friendship where they shared partners. Like they went out one night and they both were talking. They weren't dating. They weren't in a serious relationship with these guys, but they bought them home. Like, they were roommates. And so I'm out with my boy, you out with your boy. And we come back to the house and they're both kind of like making out with their boys. And then they like, we're going to grab drinks. And one, like the main character is like, well, I mean, I've always thought your guy's cute. Like, you want to switch up? And they switched up. And the guys at first thought it was fucking weird, because it is fucking weird. But they went with it. So maybe that's why. And they're very sexual.
So I thought at first, after all of that had happened, that maybe they had a threesome with the guy. Because she did the best friend kind of came off like, why do you care? Like, so I was like, was there some kind of interaction that I missed?
I think the best friend was like
that's where I was just like, but even if a threesome had happened, that's not, like she said, girl code. That's not, I don't care if I was in a whole relationship with a person.
Yeah. Like,
this not some dude you just randomly went on a date with and it didn't work out. This is someone you were with. And how long were you got? Like a couple years?
I don't really know how long, but her friend seemed to be able to detach. She was not in a relationship. She didn't seem like she was the type that wanted a relationship. That's why, like, when she ended up getting engaged, it was this weird thing. But her friend seemed to be able to detach sex from a relationship. And she's like, girl, you have moved on. You haven't been with him in 8 years. You're married to an amazing person. You have 2 kids. Why do you even care? But it's like, well, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
So, like,
that's
when
the
you
point.
Don't say something.
If it was nothing,
it's like
why
wrong.
would she not say something? Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, come on. That's just shady.
Yeah. Now, I could see if not, like, I guess something has happened. I feel like maybe you don't mention it. Like, yeah, I mean, something has happened.
There's no way. Yeah. And they go in and talk about the fact that it happened in Paris, which she said was a while ago.
Like a while ago,
so
a couple years ago.
Sleeping with each other for at least over a year.
Yeah. And I would be more pissed at my best friend than the guy.
For sure.
Because it's like your best friend.
Because the guy you decided to have out of your life anyway.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
he doesn't have any allegiance. He shouldn't do
He
it.
no longer
but,
has any, yeah.
But I think her friend was also just like, I mean, he's a good fuck. Like, she would never get in a relationship with him because she's like, I saw what he did to you. Like, he's not a great person. She was like, you're fantasizing about something.
I feel like that would piss me off even more. The fact that you were the one trying to help me move on from this person, you kept this person in your life?
Right. Now, question. What if it just happened that one time?
I'm still,
like in Paris.
I'm still upset.
But would you break off the friendship?
If it happened and she told me.
Yeah, in Paris.
8 years later. So if this was 8 years after we broke up.
So there's different scenarios I can give Michelle.
Yeah, if this is 8 years after we broke up, I have 2 kids and I'm married, and this happened one time.
And you knew it wasn't going to happen again. It was a mistake. We got drunk. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, girl.
No, I'm still not forgiving my friend, probably.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay.
Because she should have known better to stay away from him.
No, I get it.
Like, I would just...
Especially as obsessed as she seemed about
whether
him.
we know... And if anything, the fact that she knows how good it is,
Yeah.
stay away. I'd be like, nah, I'm not going nowhere. Where we hanging out?
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out with him.
For sure.
Y'all, hey, make sure I get home. I don't care how drunk I get.
Yeah.
Take me home. He cannot be nowhere near me. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So one interesting thing I thought about the main character, her name is Billy, right? Billy. So she's married to this guy, Cooper, and they've been married for 8 whole years. And I feel like they dated for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
He did not know anything about this previous guy that she dated, where it seemed like she had a really passionate love affair with this guy, and it seemed to be the love of her life. She also got pregnant. She didn't mention that she had ever had a miscarriage. Like, these are things that I'm like, you would tell your spouse. So, question is, how much of your past do you share with your husband or like life partner? Like, how much is too much?
I don't know what too much is. I honestly think that whoever you decide to spend your entire life with, the rest of your life with, should be someone you consider your friend.
Right.
And like your best friend. And like
sure.
I tell you, like, I tell my friends, each of my very close friends, little things about me, and they can put it together. But my husband should be that one person
that
all
knows
together,
all the
right?
pieces.
Like, my
he doesn't have to
husband
put
should
the
be all the
pieces
pieces.
together.
Whereas
Okay.
I tell
I like
different
it.
pieces, like, you know, gotta say something for him. You know?
Right.
So I would think that I would want, and I should be comfortable enough with the person that I am making a home with.
For sure.
Children, and 8 years later, like, you know, he should know about the last person I was with, especially if that was the last long-term relationship where I wanted to be with them forever.
Yeah, like, how does that not come up?
Right.
At all.
That just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me at all that he knew nothing about him. Like, it'd be one thing if he knew about him but just didn't know the details, right? Because the way he found out, if you haven't watched the show, is because he read her diary. But you know, what he should have found out was just about the sex, not about the relationship altogether.
Yeah,
it seemed like he didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't share that with him because he presented or carried himself in such a like different manner than Brad did.
Right.
And so I almost feel like she was just like, Cooper's this like perfect guy, and if I share with him kind of the life I used to have, like, am I going to be deserving? Is he going to judge me? And stupid stuff like that. But I'm just like, if this is going to be your life partner, why are you hiding that? Because I feel like that's part of the reason why she ended up fantasizing about Brad, is because she did not give her full self to, or share who her full self was. Like, yes, like, she, you know, wants to have a partner, and yes, she wants to be a mom, but she wants to like fucking random places and be spontaneous, and
why marry somebody that you think is going to judge you,
but she also didn't allow Cooper to know that about herself, And so like 8 years later with 2 kids, now you want to like say, oh, I'm bored in our sex life? Because I'm sure they were like, she said that their sex was good, but I don't think it was anywhere like as passionate or spontaneous as it was with Brad. And so I feel like she did herself and Cooper a disservice. I fucking hated this character, so like there's like no redeeming qualities about her. But I am like you, where I feel like I would share, I mean, pretty much everything. Like, why not? Like, what am I hiding? That's my past. If you want to judge me for it, then we shouldn't be together. You know, because like you said, it's your friend. Like, I mean...
And I know he was the wholesome dude, so maybe... But
I mean, the wholesome dude, like, but this is me.
Still, you know, I don't get it.
Because your true self, your true yearnings are gonna come out eventually. She was able to hold it in for 8 years. I don't know how the fuck she was able to do that. But she's also a psychopath, so that's probably why. So...
Not a psychopath.
I hated her. Like, I really just did not... I hated Billy. Like, she was just... an unappreciative, like, selfish person. She was very selfish. And coming from me, who can be selfish. I mean, I know, as soon as I said that word, I know you looked at me like, yeah, that's, I mean, she was selfish.
Yeah.
She kind of just thought about herself and, like, you know, about to tear her entire world up because of this guy that...
I mean, she loved her kids, though.
She did, but she's about to tear her whole world up, including those kids, because she needed the passion. And it's just like, maybe if you told your husband that when you first fucking got with him, y'all's relationship would have been passionate from the start, versus 8-9 years later, now you want to change the script up. Come on now. That's all I gotta say about that one.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I ain't feel like he was done.
I'm so done with her. We still have a couple more questions. I hated her. It was a long 8 episodes. It was good, but a long 8 episodes because I hated her.
Billy's relationship with Brad, right? That's his name.
That's his name.
Very toxic.
Super toxic. Actually,
you know,
Michelle goes.
I said up and down.
Which
is probably
that's fucking toxic. Your relationship be like up and down.
Like
they might have a bump in the road.
And he was great. Like basically, she remembered everything great about him. So,
isn't that funny how her memories happen?
You throw in like the bad stuff. She's like, whoa.
Her friend kept reminding her. He was a jerk.
When do you walk away from a toxic relationship? Like, if you've gone through 3 months of bliss and you see a spark of
like a red flag.
Yeah, just a red flag. What do? Do you end the relationship off of that one red flag? Or do you keep it going to wait for the next red flag? Like, how many red flags do we get before we're out? Like, are you at 3 strikes and you're out? Like, what's your...
So, I rode my Peloton this morning, and it was a pop ride, and it was the Jonas Brothers, and it's called I'm a Sucker for You. And I literally, like, when you said that, I'm like, I'm a sucker. Because I feel like there'd be a lot of red flags that are thrown at me. Like, my older sister jokes, and she was like, I feel like God throws pebbles, you know, and, like, larger rocks. And it takes a bulldozer. Like, a huge bulldozer or something for me. Because it's like, I'm just like, oh, that wasn't anything. No, that was a rock. That was just like, you know, wind blowing and it happened to hit me, right? Yeah, it needs to be big, like, and in my face where I can't.
But you were so mad at Billy for staying.
I was mad at Billy for almost ruining her relationship with Cooper. That's what I was mad about.
You thought it was okay that she stayed with him for as long as she did that?
Sure. Like, that didn't piss me off. Her relationship with Brad did not piss me off.
Okay.
How she treated her husband that was kind of doing nothing but amazing things for her and was actually like, there was, like, he was a character what was wrong with him?
You're upset. That's not the question.
Sorry. So, yeah. For me, it's probably like a lot of red flags. Sorry.
Because Cooper was great, but wow.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with Cooper. Love Cooper.
Besides Cooper not having sex with her. But anyway, that's not the topic. The question
I got something to say about that.
When do you... So, I think...
Yeah, how many red flags? And what kind of flags?
So, for me, it's a hard thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably am more with 3 strikes you're out. Probably mentally, I'm counting like
Yeah.
how many strikes.
And think about the red
because
flags.
it wouldn't be the first.
With
Because I would say I've been in relationships where it was something that came up and I was like, and you know, everything else seemed great. You know, they showed me their representative, and I, you know, the first 3 months I thought that they were amazing, like perfect for me, and I thought I was done. And
does it really take 3 months for like the representative to go away? I feel like you get
I
all
mean,
of me in like a month.
I
can't hold
don't-
it in.
I don't think that's necessarily the case for everybody,
Yeah.
but when people are trying to impress you,
Yeah.
I
try as hard
think
as they
that
could.
just seems like the consensus. Everyone is, you know,
3 months.
has noticed, and I can vouch for that for the person that was in my life that
Yeah.
I thought was amazing for
3 months.
about 3 months. Yeah, going into the 4th, I was like,
Your
was
real
odd.
self has come out.
And honestly, they might have sprinkled in a couple of things, and I just didn't notice it. You know, but yeah, I would say I'm probably a good like strikes. Yeah,
Like
complete
30.
like a whole red flag. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, probably 3 and I'm out. And also it depends on what your red flags are. With her, this guy was pushing her away, so it was just like, well, what do you? That's different for me. That
Not necessarily red flags.
if I'm in a toxic relationship and the person that is the cause of all this, you know, angst in the relationship tells me he doesn't want to be with me anymore and leave.
Yeah.
I'm out. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Knock me out.
I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, but
Like, you ain't got to tell me but once.
I think she was, so she's, her background, right? She's a PhD psych student. And I feel like she knew that he had daddy issues.
It did seem like she was trying to fix him.
Yeah, and that's what I think it was, like fix him and like, I'm not gonna let you, like, I know that this is what you normally do and I'm not gonna be the person, I'm gonna break this habit with you. I'm gonna be the one that breaks
Right.
you.
Right.
And it's just like, he needs to work on that himself. Like, you can't fix somebody else.
And some women are fixers. So that is what they go for. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what she was trying to do. But
Yeah. I mean, it didn't work
obviously,
out, so.
right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Well.